welcome to Optimal Health and Vitality After 50. My name is Trisha O'Hara. If you're new to my channel, welcome, and if you're returning, thank you so much for coming back. So today I would like to talk about 5 ways to reverse muscle loss with age. As we age, we tend to become more sedentary, contributing to a decline in muscle mass. And this is exacerbated by a condition known as sarcopenia. If you don't know what sarcopenia is, it is age-related and it's an involuntary loss of muscle mass and strength. In fact, studies have shown as early as our 30s, we start to lose muscle at a rate of about 3 to 5% per decade, and that number increases up to about 8 to 9% once we hit our 50s and 60s. And this decline in muscle mass can lead to greater weakness, less mobility, and an increased risk of falling as we get older. Also, as we age, there's a condition known as anabolic resistance, which affects the body's ability to synthesize and break down protein, thus leading to a reduction in muscle mass and strength as well. But the primary treatment for sarcopenia is to just start moving, is to start getting in some kind of exercise on a daily basis, and also namely resistance training. And when I talk about resistance training, I'm not saying you need to run and go join a gym, because resistance is just putting your muscles against a force. So that can be something as simple as doing body weight exercises in the comfort of your own home. And then, yes, of course, you can join a gym and start to lift weights as well. And secondly, is to start incorporating some kind of weight-bearing exercises also. And when I speak of that, I'm talking about walking or jogging or hiking. And this is good for increasing and maintaining bone density, because as we get older, the bone density starts to decline as well, leading to frailty, which again increases our risk of falling. Also, tip number 3 is to make sure that you're eating enough protein, because like I mentioned earlier, because of anabolic resistance, we just don't synthesize protein at the same rate as we did when we were younger. And so we need to eat a lot more protein. Some studies say twice as much protein as we did when we were younger, but the recommended dosage is 1 to 1.2 grams per kilogram of body weight per day. And if you're in pounds, that's 0.68 grams per pound of body weight per day. Now, there's many different sources you can get your protein from, obviously meats, chicken, fish, pork, eggs. If you are plant-based, you can get it from beans, nuts, and soy products. Also, what is suggested if you're taking supplements is to take creatine, omega-3 fish oils, vitamin D, especially vitamin D, because vitamin D is essential for the maintenance and growth of muscles. And also what's recommended for joints especially is to take curcumin and glucosamine chondroitin, because as we get older, we lose the synovial fluids in our joints. So maybe many of you have experienced like achy joints or stiffness in the morning. It's just because our joints we've lost a lot of our synovial fluid. And the way to lubricate is to drink water and to move and exercise, but you can also assist that by taking supplements that I just mentioned. In fact, I've been taking curcumin and glucosamine chondroitin for the last 10 years. I don't have a problem with my joints. I'm almost 60. I don't have a problem with my joints, but I am a runner, so I take it more for preventative. And so hopefully it's helping, because so far I don't have any problem with my joints. But okay. Tip number 4, going back to the exercise, is we do need to make sure that we're also doing some higher intensity exercise, because as we age, the quality of our muscles decline. And let me explain for a second that in our muscles, we have 2 types of fibers. We have type 1 that doesn't really decline as we age, because they're more fatigue resistant, aerobic in nature, endurance in nature. So that's anything from cleaning the house, going and walking, working in your garden. Me sitting here right now, I'm using my type 1 muscle fibers for postural control, to be able to sit here. But what we start to lose a lot as we get older is the type 2 muscle fibers. And type 2 muscle fibers aren't fatigue resistant. They're more utilized in explosive movement, more short bursts of energy. So for example, like sprinting, or if you take HIIT classes, high intensity interval training, doing like hill repeats, stair repeats, that is switching on those type 2 muscle fibers. And why this is important is we want to make sure we maintain the quality of our muscles as we get older as well. So by doing that is we need to activate the type 1 and the type 2 muscle fibers because they're on a use it or lose it basis. So if we don't use them, then they're going to just shut off. And we're going to lose muscle mass as well, muscle mass and strength as well. So what is suggested is you only need to do higher intensive activities like a couple times a week, 20 to 30 seconds at a time, repeat that 6-7 times is enough to switch on those type 2 muscle fibers. And that's doing activities, where you get your heart rate up high, you're breathing really heavily. And the benefits from that, there's many benefits, but a few of the benefits is you increase your metabolism, you increase your VO2 max, you increase the quality of your muscles, and you also burn calories, a lot more calories long after you've finished the exercise. So that's kind of a win-win situation. So to recap, the bottom line is you just need to be more active. So again, to go out and maybe walk your 10,000 steps, although they say 7,000 to 8,000 is sufficient. Doing some weight training, doing some jogging, and again, try to put in, get in a couple of these high intensity workouts a couple times a week, just 20, 30 seconds, and repeat that, 5, 6, 7 times, and that will be sufficient enough to turn on those type 2 muscle fibers. And the great thing about exercise is age doesn't matter because you can start at any time. In fact, I used to be an Ironman triathlon coach, and I had a client come to me, and she was 50 and she wanted to train for her first triathlon. She'd never done any exercise. So she started with the Olympic distance first. And then after she did that, she got hooked, and then she wanted to go on and do the Ironman distance triathlon. And if you don't know if you aren't familiar with the distances, an Ironman triathlon is a 3.8 kilometer swim, 180 kilometer bike, and a 42.2 kilometer run. So you finish with a marathon. That's marathon distance. And if you're in miles, then that is a 2.4 mile swim, 112 mile bike, finishing with a marathon, which is 26.2 miles. And she went on to do 3 Ironman. So she was amazing. And I just read that, going back to age doesn't matter, I just read the Guinness Book World holder of the oldest Ironman triathlete is a 89-year-old Japanese man. I don't want to butcher his name, but Hiromu Inada. I think he's 91 now, training for his next Ironman. Can you imagine doing all that at 91 years old? And he's training for his next Ironman, but he says he does Ironman triathlons because he wants to feel alive every day. So clearly, I'm sure he's retired. So he just spends every day training, and he's in amazing shape. I mean, I hope I'm in amazing shape as that. I did do 10 years of Ironman prior, and now I do marathons and stair racing. But anyway, age doesn't matter. The bottom line is you just need to start being active if you want to maintain muscle mass as you age. And I've been working out since I was 7. I'm almost 60, and my strength has only decreased. If we're talking about weights, my strength has only decreased by a couple pounds on each weight set. So, but I put in the effort. I work out 6 days a week. And the last tip, which is, I know I say this all the time in my videos for all you guys that always watch my videos, but this kind of brings everything full circle and is the most important, is you need to prioritize sleep, because muscles, working out in the gym and during your workouts, those are just the stimulus. But if you want to maintain and build muscle, that is all done while you sleep. So you have to make sure that if you're going to put all this effort into working out, you have to make sure that you get quality sleep, 7.5 to 8 hours of quality sleep, because this is when muscles are built, not in the gym. And what's recommended is, or the hours that are the most important are between the hours of 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. because that's when we produce the most amount of human growth hormone, which is needed for the regeneration, repairing, and growth of our muscles. And I did do a video on sleep, which I can link at the end as well. So do try to prioritize sleep if you want to maximize your muscle gains. And I'm going to throw in one more tip is make sure you drink enough water, because we are made up of about 60 to 70% water. And when our body is hydrated, everything just works more efficiently. In fact, they've done many studies on participants drinking water. In this one study that I read about is participants drank 16 ounces of water, and they found every time you drink water, because of the thermogenesis of water, is they burn 25 calories, and they boosted their metabolism by about 30%. So if you want an easy way to burn some calories, try drinking 16 ounces of water 8 times a day, and that's 200 calories. So anyway, those were some tips today. I hope that you found them helpful. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. It will really help to get this video out to other people that are interested in the subject. And do leave a comment below so I know what you thought of the video, if you took any of these, if any of these tips were helpful for you. So go out, have a great day, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care. Bye.